Hi all, hope you are doing well. And it's a peak summer in Bangalore. And today I took some time, to just itemized few list of items which I have to tell you today with respect to your journey with in acrylic painting. So let's start with that. Part 1, if you remember, I have already covered in my another video where I covered details about the different type of brushes. That also you can refer it and buy it. And other than that, today I'm going to cover more about the mandatory colors which you all should have in your list and list to buy. And also I'm going to show you the canvas also today. So let's start this. So I have blue series on my hand, so I'm going to show you one by one. So let's start with ultramarine blue. Basically, ultramarine blue, basically it's a this specific color. So I'm using Camel brand, artistic acrylic color, Camel brand. So this one is a ultramarine blue. So ultramarine blue, basically we use in many of the acrylic paintings, specifically for the give a natural textures, such as sky, and then sea, etc. So ultramarine blue is one of the mandatory color which you should have it. So that comes with 40 ml. This one is 40 ml, and price is also decent. It's 100 rupees only. So you can start with the Camel brand initially as a beginner, then you can move to the higher brands as a professional artist. So I'm telling this for the beginners. So let's start this. And next one is turquoise deep. So basically turquoise deep is not exactly blue, but it is more towards to give the sea surface area or underwater also. So that also you can buy it. Normally we can mix with ultramarine or other shades. We can make this, but why would I prefer to buy this? Because my main theme element is a nature, and I do lot of paintings with respect to the nature. So that is the reason I thought, like, why to waste time in mixing and then identifying the exact shade. Why not buy this? So I have bought this turquoise deep. You can see this, and it's again 40 ml. So what I am going to show you, it is basically Camel brand artist acrylic color series and 40 ml pack. The next one is Phthalo blue. Phthalo blue is you can see the difference between ultramarine blue and Phthalo blue. There is a difference. This Phthalo blue, basically we use it especially for the sky side, and this one also we use it for the sea and other surfaces. See, normal landscape, everywhere you use both of colors, but I am just trying to show you the difference, how it looks. Another one is a turquoise deep, which is basically sea texture. So these three will look almost same, but their uses is different. So now I have green series on my hand, and these are the actually bare minimum I am using it. And sometimes based on the different texture or ideas, I buy even bigger packs also. This you can see, this is basically 120 ml. Reason is, this is a aqua green which I frequently use to give a sea texture or underwater or sometime reflection, etc. So I use this. So that is the reason I bought a bigger pack, but you can buy even 40 ml also. And this is basically more towards the green, so that is the reason I kept under green series. And next is a yellow green, brilliant yellow green. So this is light green, basically that grass or the upper touch you can give. And sometimes you will see very bright leaves in the sunlight, so there we can use this shade. And let me tell you, this shade you can make also by mixing other colors, but as my theme is more towards nature, I always buy actual pack of the color, so that I can minimize time in mixing and identifying the actual shade. So that is the my motive behind that. So that is the reason I bought it. So it is basically 026 number, and brilliant yellow green. Okay. Next one is permanent deep, permanent green deep. So it is basically a normal green, which is you can use it in various trees and then leaves, etc. And you can clearly see the difference between all three. This green series. This one is aqua, middle one is light green, and this one is a deep green. So you can clearly see the difference. Anyway, links I am going to post in the comment box, so just no need to worry about that. Just you can, if you want to make a notes, you can make it. Anyway, I am going to post the link. So let's wait. My next series is a yellow. So basically I just have two shades. From far you cannot identify the difference, but let me tell you, this one is a cadmium yellow medium, which is very near to turmeric yellow. If I want to link it with some substance, so it is near to turmeric. So basically it's a turmeric color. And next one is a normal yellow, which is a lemon yellow. Now you can identify, you can see the difference between turmeric and lemon, right? So these two shades are there. And why I kept it separately, these two shades, reason is it's very difficult to make lemon yellow while mixing. That is the reason I bought it separately, so that where I want to highlight any leaves or highlight any landscape or any other flower or any elements, so on top I can use it, and even I can make it further lighter by mixing it with yellow. But if I make mix white with cadmium yellow, it will not give me that light effect. Lighting effect will not come with the cadmium yellow. Okay, it is basically towards more turmeric side. Next series is a complete brown series, and you will be surprised I have so many shades around that. Reason is, even we can mix and match and create a different shades of brown also, but acrylic is having one of I am not sure whether you call it as a pros or cons. It will dry. So better to buy the shades so that you don't waste the time to mixing too many shades. So let's start with the brown series. So I have this one is called a raw amber. Raw amber, you can clearly see its shade. It's again a 40 ml pack, which I normally use. And all these shades, which is basically for the nature elements also, normal landscape also, even same shades can be used for the figurative arts also, like portrait, etc. So these shades are bare minimum everyone should have it, and especially with respect to brown, because brown we may think like it's where we'll use it, but its uses is more as compared to blue and green shades. Its uses is more because you can use it on a landscape, normal soil, and then sometime rocks, painting rocks, and normal figures and portrait, etc. So its uses is more. So this one I was showing you raw amber. You can clearly see the shade. It's a shade number 367. Next one is burnt sienna. Burnt sienna is basically very near to dark brown, and this particular shade is also 40 ml pack. I'm using it, and this is also frequently used. Burnt sienna is frequently used. Raw amber is slightly moderate, but sometimes I use it. You can see the pack also now, it's completely almost in the finishing stage. So but raw amber uses is less, but still it is required. Next one is raw sienna. Raw sienna is another, it is very near to yellow ochre, so but it is somewhat in between brown and yellow. So this is called a raw sienna. Raw sienna, you can see the clear difference between burnt sienna and raw sienna, right? Raw is more towards a darker brown, and burnt sienna is more towards the darker brown, and raw sienna is more towards yellow, turmeric yellow, if you remember. So there is a difference. Both are frequently used, but most of the time burnt sienna is a frequently used color. The next one is yellow ochre, which is more towards yellow. Actually, I would have put into the yellow series. It's more towards yellow, and you can see the difference between raw sienna and yellow ochre. There is a very slight, difference. Sometimes I take this yellow ochre only. That is sufficient actually. And raw sienna also I kept it because sometimes it demands to keep, because we are going to work on the acrylic painting, which dry quickly. It's not like, water paint, oil paint, etc., which takes some time. It will be quickly dried, but advantage I already covered in another video. This is most suitable for the beginner because you can easily experiment. You can override anything on any color. Even over the darker shades also you can put a lighter shades. That you cannot do in any other type of painting, especially in the poster colors or watercolors. That is a advantage of having acrylic colors. Next one is a burnt umber. Burnt umber is again darker. It's very darker shade of brown only, and there is a slight difference between the burnt. There was a raw umber, right? You can see raw umber and burnt umber. So raw is basically slightly light shade, and burnt umber is more towards, it's much more darker than this picture. It is much more darker shades. And for the human figures, portrait, etc., we use burnt umber as per the skin texture and raw umber also. So these all shades are extremely useful with respect to the uses, and I would highly recommend to buy all of them. I'm going to show you the red series. So red series, let's start with deep magenta. This is a deep magenta color. It's a quite common simple magenta that you can buy it, and it's extremely useful for the floral themes or the fields farm with flowers or normal landscape or anything. So deep magenta also I would recommend, but it's not that frequently used. But uses are there when you are working more towards the floral themes. So that I would recommend to buy it. And other one is this is a cadmium red. So it is called basically it looks like orange, but it is not exact orange, and it is more bright red, which sunrise, etc., you can use it, and normal floral theme or landscape. So this is a frequently used. This shade is a frequently used shade, and there are different series comes for the cadmium red. Basically I'm using this 041, and I'm going to post the link of all the colors, so do not worry about that. And next one I'm going to show you one more is, this is not exactly red, but it is basically the purple. So dioxazine purple. This specific color I didn't get in a Camel brand, so I bought it from the Basics. There is another brand which is slightly expensive as compared to Camel brand, but because it was unavailable in the Camel brand, so I bought it from the Basics. It is Liquidix. So this comes in more advanced category. So you can start with the Camel basic colors, and then you can move to the higher brands. That I would recommend. Next one is it's very famous, black and white. So it's simple, black and white is frequently used. So always buy a bigger pack of that. I'm using 120 ml, and black also because nowadays I started, as I told in my previous videos also, I have developed my own style. So for that I keep the background in a darker shades, so that on top of that, because it's acrylic, so if I'm putting darker background on top of that, I can do a lot of experiment. But if I'm using white as a color, so experimentation chances reduces. Reason is I cannot override any darker shades with white again. But if it is a black, I can easily override with black. It doesn't take much time. That is the reason nowadays I started using black as my base color. But it's not necessary to use or start with that, because I'm doing more experimentation with respect to my own style. That is the reason I'm using it. So this is basically 120 ml pack, white and black. Next one is my metallic series. In metallic I have other shades also, but I'm going to tell you which is related to my most of the painting. Sometimes I use that, and this is basically gold shade. Gold also come with, you know, multiple series in the Camel brand only, and I am using this 171 most of the time. And there is another darker shades also comes for the gold part. But what I do when it is a darker, if I want to bring in my canvas, as I told, I'm using a base as a black on my, you know, paintings. So on top of that I will reduce its uses. So anyway, it will be look like oxidized gold. So that is the reason I am using here this normal gold series, not the darker one, which is also available in the market. But if you are interested, you can buy those also. So it's more about, you know, experimenting and knowing different, you know, color sets. So I would suggest you can start with what I am telling, and then later slowly you can move to the your own style and your set of your own colors. You know, do not stick with the same which I am teaching. Then you can again start experimenting, and to bring your own style you can choose a different set of colors also. That is also fine, but later stage. And next one is a silver. This is a silver 400. This is the 40 ml. I'm using more gold in my, you know, own style as compared to the silver. So that is the reason silver I bought it 40 ml and gold I have it 120 ml. And I have seen the difference also, but it's not, you know, applicable for everyone. I like textured more oxidized gold, and oxidized silver also I tried it, so that also came out very well, but I found uses less. That is the reason this 440 ml pack I have bought it. Next one I am going to show you the gel medium. So this is basically, you know, not any color. It is basically a gel medium which you can use it along with the colors to give you more, you know, texture and thickness in your you know, brush strokes. So this is what medium I'm using, acrylic gel medium. There are multiple type of medium also come. So let's start with one, and then slowly we can move to the other type of mediums also. So this one I'm going to show you the canvas. This is the canvas. So canvas I'm using, see, you can see it is fully covered, protected, and this is, you know, protected with the plastic film, and I'm using fine art canvas board. And price of this is, it's not very expensive also. It is 150 rupees. Here it is written. You can order online also. Online I'm going to post the link here in the comment section, so you can use that also. And I'm using this one for the fine art. So it is basically, you know, Camel brand only, and there are 2 to 3 other brands also, and some, even I have seen many brands which are, you know, which is also available in the bulk. That also you can try it if you want to try, but you can start with this, so that it, because it's a well tested, so you can start with that, and once you start making in the bulk, that time you can order, you know, in the bulk only from the online shop. And that's all canvas. Now I'm going to show you the stretched, you know, stretched canvas board. So in the previous canvas, after completion you might have to frame that. Okay, that is a frame one. You might have to put the frames. You can give it in any shop, and there you can get it framed like any other picture, right, which you do. But with the canvas board you don't need to frame it, because it comes as a board only with the, you know, stretched canvas it is called, and which you can just, you know, simply use. It comes with the, you know, some screws also which you can fit it, and you can directly use on the wall. No framing, nothing is required, and it is slightly expensive as compared to the normal, you know, normal frame. So that also you can try that. But again, as I told, for a beginner I would suggest the previous canvas, but this is just for your knowledge. So this is my, you know, one of the biggest canvas which I am planning to use it, paint it. And here you can see it is basically, you know, this is a clothing part, and this is proper, you know, board is there. This is the clothing, and over that it is, you know, stretched clothing it is basically. And you can see from the front It is again a Camlin brand only, Fukuyo, and it comes with attached even smaller canvas also. It comes with attached mechanism to frame it. That also video I will post it later, but this is just to give you idea why I'm telling. If you go and buy in the shop, so sometimes shopkeepers may say, if they don't have the previous one, they may tell you buy this one, then you can deny it and go to the other shop, or you can order it online. So basically canvas board, you start doing paintings after some point of time, not as a beginner, but I wanted to show you so that you can identify the difference, which you are not supposed to buy right now as a beginner. But definitely later, once we master the skills, we are comfortable, then we can start using the canvas board also. But for the time being, you can start with small canvas, which I have shown you earlier, and that link I'm going to post in the comment box. So I hope you enjoyed this part 2 of the resources series, and if you have any doubts, any questions, you can post in my comment box and I will answer that as soon as possible. And do not stop painting. Do not stop it whatever happens, and keep learning this, keep learning this with me, because this is one of the skills which is not limited to just decor. It is more towards your personal development also. How you take your ideas over the canvas. And even I have designed certain programs also to train different age group, so that they can start developing their own style. They start thinking and how to design and how to bring out the ideas and put that into the canvas, rather than following any tutorial or any image as a reference. So this was the main motive to design that course, and that also addresses lot of other issues, not issues actually, it's lot of other areas also, where I will be focusing, like creating meditative paintings, creating your energy level paint. So that will help you to bring out your personality also. And with respect to stress handling, and it's more towards the meditative activities. And once you start enjoying that, let me tell you, you will not even think of leaving the skills. So please just be on our track and buy all the resources as soon as possible. Thanks for watching it.